Today is Sunday, and usually on Sunday, my family likes to sit down and watch a religious movie together. Just a movie that has something to do with religion. So we watched an old one that I used to watch when I was a kid called St. Patrick the Irish Legend. It's a movie that has, I think, Malcolm McDowell as a bishop in it. Although he doesn't play Patrick, he plays the evil, mean bishop or whatever. That's the most memorable thing about it. But actually, the most memorable thing about the actual movie, the movie that we watched, the St. Patrick the Irish Legend, is not actually the movie itself, but the format that we watch it on. Because way back when, my family used to have Dish Network, and we recorded the episode of St. Patrick the Irish Legend off of the Fox Family Channel and recorded it on tape. And so we watched that tape. And it concludes all the commercials from back in 2000 or whatever, vintage commercials. 2000 is actually vintage now. But anyways, yeah, all the commercials are very, very interesting. Like, I was excited to watch the movie because of the fact that it had all those vintage commercials. But while I did enjoy watching a lot of the vintage commercials, like, I started to notice that they kept on repeating themselves over and over again, and they were kept on going and going, and like, I feel so grateful that we don't have cable anymore, because commercials are stupid, and they're boring, and they're repetitive. I mean, if commercials were like, there was like a unique commercial every single time, that would be fine. That would be interesting and fun, because you'd be watching moments of sparks of creativity and artisticness, whether it's a commercial or not. But that's not the case. I mean, commercials have to repeat themselves over and over until they're just like nailed into your head or whatever. And so, yeah, slowly transformed from excited to watch commercials to, just a pure hatred of commercialism and the way commercials work and how boring they are and how they don't really add anything to anything, and they're dumb. Speaking of commercials, I think that as a kid, I was like a truster in commercials. Like, I believed all of the hype that whatever someone said was the best movie or whatever, I just believed it, right? There was this movie that came out in the 2000s a long time ago called Snow Day. I never got to see it in theaters, but I saw so many commercials for it, and I wanted to see it so badly. And when I actually saw it, I did enjoy it as a kid, but like, I watched it recently, and it's not a good movie at all. Did I say Snow Day? I think it's Snow Day. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. It's Snow Day. Not a good movie at all. Like, very mediocre, very dumb, very childish, and just awful in that 90s way, that 90s movies. I guess it wasn't a 90s movie, it was a 2000 movie, but just awful in that way. Just not good. And, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I was trying to think if I have any other commercials that I had a commercial in my mind that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, there was also when I was staying over at my grandma's house a long time ago. I was like 10 or something. On some channel, like the Fox Family Channel or something, there was going to be these back-to-back movies. There was going to be Mrs. Doubtfire, and then after that, there was going to be this other movie, this teen pop movie. I don't even know what it was, but I really wanted to watch it just because the commercial kept on coming on over and over again. And I didn't even like the idea of Mrs. Doubtfire. I hated that. I actually like the movie now as an adult, but like as a kid, I hated Mrs. Doubtfire. But I slugged my way all the way through Mrs. Doubtfire just so I could see the movie afterwards. And then I actually remember watching the movie afterwards. I don't even know what the movie is called, but I remember watching it afterwards, and it was very, very it was very, very mediocre, and I was very disappointed. I was disappointed. There was like a commercial where this girl says this line, and I don't remember lines. I don't remember specifics. I wish I could remember specifics, but she says this line, like there's one boy says one thing, and then the girl says something, and it sounds clever, and the commercial made it sound clever. And then like I was excited about the movie because of that, because I wanted to see that scene. And then that scene just happens in the middle of the movie for 5 seconds, and then the rest of the movie is a boring nothingness. It was just so bad and so dumb. I don't know. Man, I gotta think of something to talk about, man. I still got 5 minutes left of this. Commercials are bizarre. Commercials are interesting. Commercials are boring. That's what I've already said, but commercials, yeah. Any other experiences that I have with commercials now that I'm on the topic of commercials? I have to reach into the recesses of my mind and find some kind of relevant thing to say. Well, I'll talk about my favorite commercial from the St. Patrick the Irish Legend videotape that we recorded. My favorite commercial was a commercial for Hormel pepperoni, which it was like this jazzy thing with these kids playing jazz. It's like, yeah, Hormel pepperoni. It's a true and artful snacker. It's the means to rock your cracker. A little cheese, Swiss or cheddar. Pepperoni makes it better. Add some pep and then a howl. There's a jazz, a saxophone going on. Next time you hear your stomach growl, pep it up with Hormel pepperoni. Dig it. I think I have only actually bought and eaten Hormel pepperoni one time, but I think the reason that I bought it and ate it was because of that commercial. So I guess commercials do have an effect on you. They implant in your mind. They may not, I don't think that they have as much of an effect as people think, like as much of a psychological effect as people think they have. But what they do is they implant in your mind the idea that there exists such a thing as Hormel pepperoni, or the idea that there exists such a thing as Reese's Sticks. There was a commercial for Reese's Sticks. Does anybody remember Reese's Sticks? I don't even know if they're still around. It was Reese's Pieces, but like they were trying to do the Twix thing for some reason. And I don't know. I haven't looked at candy in a long time, so I don't know. But I highly doubt Reese's Sticks are that popular of a candy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. I'm just sitting here and doing nothing. But I'm okay with that. You know what? I'm okay with not making good content necessarily. This is a practice of just being okay with myself in the midst of a performance, whether it comes out good or not. You know, it's a practice of being okay with myself in the midst of making something. So I don't want to have to worry about this podcast, this Kokino podcast. I want to just be able to do it and just get through it. And I want it to be my time of relaxing and letting go and just enjoying life and telling stories and just having a grand old time. And not necessarily being like amazing or whatever. So I hope that's what happens. Is there anything else I can say about commercials to close this off? Man, I do not know. Commercials are simultaneously interesting. Yeah, I've already said that. I've already said that they're simultaneously interesting and annoying. Commercials. I don't know, man. I don't got nothing, man. I'm all out of ideas. I'm fresh out of them. There was a time when I didn't have ad blocker on YouTube. I don't know why I installed it. I think I installed it because I saw someone on Reddit mention that they used ad blocker. But I didn't really have a problem with watching all the commercials on YouTube. Or maybe I just didn't know about ad blocker, but now I have ad blocker and now I'm using it. And I don't even know if it's right to use it, honestly. But it makes it so much easier to watch YouTube videos. You know what? Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't actually make it that much easier. It's not that hard to sit through a commercial on YouTube. It's nothing like the way commercials are on TV. Commercials on TV, as I have seen from the St. Patrick the Irish Legend videotape, are 50% of the movie. 50% of the movie is commercials. That's not the way it is on YouTube. YouTube is a lot more streamlined and a lot more well-directed, and, you know, you can usually skip most ads, so, yeah. But I still have ad blocker. I'm wondering if I should turn it off. I'm probably not gonna because I'm lazy and I don't like change, but I always wonder if I should. And look at that. I've managed to fill this podcast with enough filler to get to the end of this episode. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you have a good life. Bye.